Hello, Retro. How you guys doing? And started playing this game, Lost in Random. Finally, a really cool game. Electronic Arts did good. Um, and I wanted to break in one of my Xbox 360 controllers, which I'm going to show you here. So I have this one. I have Xbox One controllers. I have lots of controllers, but I wanted to play with an Xbox 360 controller because it's been a while. And Lost in Random just reminded me of Alice Madness Returns for some reason. Um, so I thought, let me get a 360 controller and break it in because I don't play with those too often. I usually use the Series 2 or the XS. So I have this one and I have this one. They're both Xbox 360 limited edition wireless controllers. This is the controllers that I have, just so you can see. So, long story short, I hate Rumble. I turn it off all the time when I'm in a game. Can't stand it. Always turn it off. And I have encountered issues where games would not have an option to turn off Rumble, and I've corrected that for whichever games that I had that didn't have an option to turn it off. So again, Lost in Random doesn't have an option to turn off Rumble. It's enabled by default, and there's no option in the game unless someone knows. If there's some way to turn off Rumble in the game, go ahead and post it in a comment. But I couldn't find an option in the game. So, if I'm playing with an Xbox One controller, there are several ways that you can turn off Rumble globally. So, if you're in big picture mode, or even if you're in settings, if you're not in big picture mode, you can go to controller. You can choose the controller that you're using, and it says here Game Rumble. See, it's off. This one says Game Rumble on. I'll turn it off, but this one is off, and you'll see that they're off. And even though I have them off, it still rumbled in the Lost in Random game. So, okay, how do I turn it off? So I start searching, which is what I usually do. Start with PC Wiki. That's a video someone requested, which I'll get to. PC Wiki had nothing about Lost in Random. And you'll see if we go here, there's, availability, monetization, configuration files. I checked those. May cause lag, la la la, vertical sync, anti-aliasing, depth of field. And we can open it up. Steam apps, comp data, right? And then this is what? App data, local low. Just for the hell of it, we can go there. What was it? App data. Where am I at? And it's local low. And what was it? Zoink. Zoink, Lost in Random. Okay, let's take a look. And I looked earlier, and this is what I get. Nothing. No configuration file that I can see. again, post in the comment if you know where it is. These are the first things that I do. Go to the PC Wiki, see if somebody already knows. If not, check for the configuration file. This tells you right where they are. I went to the where the file is, which is here. This is Lost in Random. You can go to your library, and you can go to Lost in Random. And you can right-click, go to Manage, and Browse Local Files. This is going to pop this window up. And again, no configuration file that I can see. And going back to Steam settings, if you have an Xbox One controller, you can turn Rumble up there. You can also come to, and I was looking at that here, you can come to the Xbox Accessories app. Get your controller for the Xbox One, go to Configure. You can set up a profile for no vibration. You can turn vibration off in the settings. But you can't configure an Xbox 360 controller in this app. Which brings me back to the original problem. I want to play Lost in Random with an Xbox 360 wireless controller, and I do not want Rumble. The Steam settings with the Steam API on, with the X input on, and with the X input off, I still had Rumble. The game is new enough where it has native controller support. So I turned, the Steam input off, which is what I usually do unless I absolutely need it, like for a game that has no controller support whatsoever. And that brought me to now crawling the web looking for answers, and I found one. So, and it's weird, and I found it. It has nothing to do with the game. This is like a post from this is a thread from 2012, and they were talking about how do you turn the how do you permanently disable controller vibration. Now this is before. I'm pretty sure my memory's shot, but I think it's before Xbox One controllers were a thing. But here, this guy John Peterson makes a post. And it's on GitHub. So he's kind of muddy. He just says this repo contain a patch. He's obviously not natively English speaking. So, and then if you look at the jump, and this is another thing, I can throw this in there, just my own personal rant, is whoever came up with, oh, this is a necro thread, oh, you're a jerk, you're posting, it's a necro thread, why do you got to revive a necro thread, necro blah blah, necro blah. Okay, so this actually worked, and this is a necro thread. Like, this ended in 13. Here's this guy that comes back in January of 22 and literally solves my problem with this post that was original from 12, but he tells you how to do it because it's muddy. If you go to the X input, if you go to John Peterson's GitHub page, here it is. But, and they're DLL files. There's some other stuff involved, but, and you can download it from Dropbox. But it says usage. It says what files you get. It says usage. Place it in the same folder as the game. Placing it in the path. I guess these are different ways to do it, but but he says use the patch X input DLL by, and then I wasn't sure if if I had to do all three or if I had to just drop it, or and then which ones. And then it just tells you, like, I don't know, you can just, I'll put a link in the description. You guys can go here and you tell me if you read this, like, does it make sense to you? So I went back to the Necro, the dude that brought it back in 22, And I literally followed his instructions, and even he was kind of muddy, so I had to work it out. But basically, what you do is you download, it's a Dropbox. I just call the folder Disable Vibration. I should rename that to like Xbox 360 or whatever. And you're going to get a 32. Here's the file, which is bin patch. You're going to get a 32 folder, a 64 folder, and I don't know. This is something he was working on or something. He just left it in there. It's a Lua file. So obviously he's a scripter, a programmer. So I unzipped this stuff, and like there's like a program in here that like rumbles your controller and whatever, blah blah. But what you're looking for is you're looking for this X input 13 RAR and the X input 91 RAR, and then in the 64-bit folder you're looking for the X input 91 RAR, and do it in this order. So you want to get the lost and random folder, right where it says lost and random exe, and you want to unzip these, which ends up being this one, X input 13 DLL and X input 9.1 DLL. Copy them over here, run the game. It'll still rumble, but it's weird. It's like it doesn't rumble the proper way. It's like it wants to rumble, but it doesn't. But sometimes it kind of like, you can feel it like chirp. And then I came out of the game, and then I went into the 64 folder, and I unrarred this, which is the same name. It's X input 91, but I guess 64-bit. I copied that over here, and I replaced the original one that I had thrown in here. And I haven't had any rumble in the game yet with the 360 controllers. I would imagine it works for wired controllers as well. Again, we're talking about Xbox 360 controllers. So if you want to play Lost and Random with the Xbox 360 controllers and you don't want any rumble, this is how you do it. And it works. And until further notice, that's how that's how I'm playing it. Turn it on. And of course, there's absolutely no way that I can show you that it's not rumbling, unless I like hold it up to the microphone or something. But again, if you don't have the game, buy it, play it. It's cool. If you're into such games, if you liked Alice Madness Returns, you will like this game. It's a little more cardy than Madness Returns was more action. But I like the way they implemented, like how you have a deck of cards and you can like literally flip through the cards while you're playing, like during combat. And it works seamlessly, like during combat. I've never played a game anything like it, and I like it. So I'm gonna finish the game. Just to I'm not gonna do it now. But just to give you an idea, every now and then it starts and like it leaves the taskbar up for I don't know what it is.
Well, we're here. Let's see where here is, Dicey.
I like to play on words. Very, very cool story. Lots of puns, play on words. I don't know. Great game. If you're into such things.
Even
Okay. Some events are scripted, and then here you can. Graphics are really cool. Story is really cool. I started playing it this morning, and I realized that 2 hours had gone by, and I had no idea where those 2 hours went. And that's with the usually if I fix something and it's fresh in my mind, I'll let everyone know. And then that's your sister or your sister's ghost, or I don't know what it is yet because I haven't finished the game, but that's pretty much. Anyway, exit to the main menu. Press A for a different tip. And yeah, and the Xbox 360 controller works great. And I didn't have any problem, with pulling the deck of cards with the D-pad, and the lower profile analog sticks were pretty nice when I was aiming at using the what do you call that? I can't think of what you call it. The little wooden thing that you shoot rocks with. Anyway, cool game. Thanks for listening. If you're playing the game and you don't want Rumble and you want to use your 360 controller, that's how you do it. Enjoy the evening. Peace.